Our big story tonight is the search for missing toddler Elaina Steinfurth. It's day 13 in her disappearance and still very few details into what happened to the 18-month-old. Tonight, we break down from the very beginning a timeline of events in this case. 13 days have passed and the search for 18-month-old Elaina Steinfurth continues. But let's start on June 1st. This exclusive surveillance video WNWO obtained shows the toddler and her mother, Angela, on the porch of an East Toledo home just one day before the toddler would vanish. Later that night, Angela would call her ex-boyfriend's mother, Julie King, asking if she and her children could stay at this home for the night.
They were cold and wet and she wanted to know if she could come over and stay, so I told her she could spend the night.
June 2nd, Elaina's father, TJ Steinfurth, came to pick up the toddler and her 4-year-old sister in a custody exchange. But after a confrontation with ex-boyfriend Steven, TJ only left with the 4-year-old.
I left, took my oldest daughter to my father's house, had him come back, so there was a middle party.
TJ later comes back to the house and Angela agrees to give him the child, so she goes back inside.
2 minutes later, she came running out the front door saying the baby was missing.
TJ calls 911 and a search begins for Elaina. June 3rd, after questioning family members, police start searching homes. It carries over into the next day. Later that night, a candlelight vigil is held pleading for the toddler's safe return.
We are all high-strung here. We're trying not to be. We're trying to keep good hopes up. Whoever has this baby, please bring her home.
I have been shaken for the last 3 days and I just want my baby home. She has problems and the only way they're going to get handled is if me and her father can do it for her.
By June 5th, the investigation leads police to search an area below the high-level bridge. After 2 days, investigators leave with 2 bags of evidence in the case. By the weekend, a week has passed with still no sign of Elaina.
Our best chances of catching somebody or recovering somebody when something like this occurs is in the first several hours.
A new week begins along with new developments. On Wednesday, June 12th, Toledo police and the FBI announce a $10,000 reward in finding Elaina. Hours later, a cadaver dog is brought in to search 2 homes in the East Toledo neighborhood where the 18-month-old vanished. And before police leave, they tow away a maroon van owned by Angela's ex-boyfriend, Steven. That same night, the toddler's disappearance gets national attention, appearing on HLN's Nancy Grace.
Look at her. Is there anything more precious, more angelic, and more defenseless, more trusting?
Before the night is over, Angela is arrested and booked on 1 count of child endangerment. Thursday, June 13th, Angela appears in Lucas County Court, where a bond is set at $250,000. Now, while the investigation continues, tomorrow another search will be underway for Elaina at noon. Around 200 volunteers will join people at Leonard and Federal Streets in East Toledo once again to hopefully find that 18-month-old little girl. Now, we've been following this case from the very beginning and will continue to do so this weekend. You can find all of our stories and the exclusive surveillance video of the toddler and her mom on our website, northwestohio.com.